guys, so check this out. This is 2020 Washougal in MX vs ATV Supercross Encore. This is crazy. We have Washougal in Reflex. We have it in All Out. We have two Washougals in All Out. And now we have it in Supercross Encore. So this is the 2020 version, and it is by Uncle Liberty 76. This would be the same guy that made 2020 Glen Helen, and that track was wild. He did a really good job on that. I feel like the environment on Washougal here was done better than Glen Helen, but he did say at Glen Helen that the environment wasn't perfect or super accurate to how it should be, so he did say that. So he chose to do it that way. No problem. The track was awesome. Here, he decided to go more realistic. It does feel like Washougal, not just because the track is very accurate, but the environment where we are feels like Washougal. So, really good job. I don't know. I don't know every minute detail of Washougal 2020, so if he did miss a tiny detail, I wouldn't know. But some of you guys might. So if you guys are really familiar with Washougal, let me know in the comments how accurate you feel like he did. But in my opinion, I feel like he did a great job. It does feel like Washougal, and he did mention that it might not be perfect, but it's pretty darn similar. And he does have two hidden secret tracks that I do show you at the end of the video. Those you're going to want to see. They're pretty insane, especially one of them. It's really cool. But I want to focus on the main track here and the fact that we have had it in multiple games. And one thing that makes this track interesting, in my opinion, is that Supercross Encore is about, high speed, really insane corner speed, big preloads, and then maybe even a whip glitch. But this track, and even Glen Helen to some degree, isn't just about the insane speed. It is about the insane speed too, because in Supercross Encore generally you have to preload and whatnot, but so you want to have really good speed, and here you do too, because the track, if you carry good speed, you really don't have to preload on much of anything. You pretty much just can hit every section on the track without a preload, if you maintain good momentum. But the thing about this track that I find interesting is that you have to slow down some places. Some places are very rough. Some of the corners have so much choppiness going into them that if you go too fast, you can't really hit the corner. And even if you do manage to slow down in time, if you're brake in time for the corner, it's so rough in some spots that you spin out or you endo and you crash. It is a pretty rough track. It may not, I don't know how well the roughness is coming across in the video, but it is a pretty rough track, so it is kind of against your normal thought process of how Supercross Encore is played, which is what, in my opinion, makes these tracks so much fun. Otherwise, you're just kind of mindlessly running around the track wide open and not really thinking about anything. There really isn't a consequence to it. And so Uncle Liberty added the consequence of the choppiness, the braking bumps and the acceleration bumps that make some of these corners kind of difficult to maneuver. So really good job. I do highly encourage you guys to try this out. It is on the workshop on Steam on PC, so if you are on console, unfortunately you can't try it. And I do know that sucks, because I do know that there is still a pretty good crowd that plays Supercross Encore. It is one of my favorite MX vs ATV games of all time. Now we do throw a pretty wild, unrealistic double preload up Horsepower Hill here, but I wasn't doing that until later. I played on this track for over an hour for sure. And the crazy thing, I wasn't even gonna do a video on this track. What I was gonna do was, it's been pretty slow in the moto gaming world here. We haven't had a ton of stuff, and some games that normally come out haven't came out or have been pushed back, so it's been pretty slow, but we've gotten pretty awesome mods in the way of bike skins, of rider skins, tracks, you know, whatever it may be in different games. So in my opinion, it's the modding community in whatever game it might be that's passionate about these games that is keeping these games alive. Especially on PC. Especially on PC. I mean, Reflex, for instance, the game came out, what, 2009? It's still very much alive, not just because the physics of the game are so good and the game itself is just amazing, but the custom content that keeps coming out is insane. We just had Land Better in Reflex, one of the most amazing custom Supercross tracks I've ever seen. In all the years I've been playing, one of the most amazing I've ever seen, one of the most creative, and the game came out 11 years ago. Insane. So thank you to the modding community. Thank you to Uncle Liberty 76. This track is amazing. I kind of forget what I was trying to say. Oh yeah, I actually didn't have any intention of making a video on this, but since it's really slow in the moto gaming community, I played on the track and just enjoyed the game. Okay, I just enjoyed the game. Felt really good. I felt like we were doing pretty good on this track, and I just enjoyed playing. And I wasn't freaking out or worrying about if I was going to get content or what I was going to do for the video. I was just playing, and it felt good. It felt really good to just play the game. Here is the first hidden track we have. As far as I know, it's not realistic. It's just a made-up hidden track he added to the free ride. Kind of what they do with All Out. This is the same concept. This track, it's short, but it's awesome. And he said if you just get on the trail, eventually you will... Okay, I think I'm better. Sorry about that. He did say if you get on the trails that eventually you will just run into these tracks, this one in particular, but you do run into the second track I have to show you. And the second track it is a track. It's an oval track, but it basically is built in a valley. And we're jumping down into the bottom of the valley, coming out the top, turning around, and doing it again. Here you see it. Huge doubles. It's really taking advantage of the way Supercross Encore preload physics are in the game. So I do appreciate that he added that in. This is just dumb, mindless fun where you can just mess around. It's really fun, and you don't have to preload. If you do hit it fast enough, I did find that sometimes not preloading was probably the best way to hit these sections. So you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. I know I say it every video, but honestly, it does mean a lot. Thank you so much. And until the next video, take it easy.